everybody, Tony St. Mark here, and as promised, I am here again, ready to do another post. So, hope everybody had a great Sunday. I am not going to waste a whole bunch of your time. I do want to thank everyone who shared the last video. It is very much appreciated. I really appreciate the support. So, just a reminder, I have books here. So anybody who would like to get a book directly from me, I'll sign it and get it to you. And you can just inbox me either at Tony St. Mark, or you can inbox me at Shashani, and we can work it out. But I want to talk to you about relationship addiction. And this is pretty common amongst young people, but I do believe that as people in general, we deal with the same kind of thing, just the need to connect, the need to be with someone else and not want to be alone. But the question is, when does it become an addiction? And when does it become something that can actually be harmful? So first, let's talk about what a relationship is, because definitions are always important to me. The meanings of words are always important to me. I just think it's important to clarify that a relationship is any time two people, sometimes more than two people, just have an understanding about what kind of role the other person is going to play in their life. So a relationship can be a friendship. It can be a romantic relationship. It can be a work relationship. It can be a partnership in any kind of business. But the thing that is common amongst all relationships is that every single relationship has expectations. Every single relationship, no matter where it is, whether it's a romantic thing or a work thing, they always have expectations. And it's very important for you to identify personally what your expectations are in every single relationship in your life first, before you do anything. And that requires you to have a relationship with yourself. And that's something that it took me years to learn, how important it is to have a relationship with yourself. And that can get tricky. You have to be okay with being by yourself. You have to be okay with going to eat by yourself, going to a movie by yourself, walking around by yourself. Take a walk around the city by yourself. Things that people will never do alone. You have to learn to be okay with it. And don't make fun of me, Kima, but I think it's important to have conversations with yourself. It's important to talk to yourself. I remember I had a college class speech, and they talked about self-talk and how important it is to actually talk to yourself and answer back. You know, to actually have a dialogue with yourself. How else are you going to get to know yourself, how you think, your decision-making processes? A lot of times, we don't even pay attention to the decisions we make. It's not until after we're dealing with the consequences that we're like, oh, why did I do that? But if you took some time and had some self-dialogue, you may already know why you did it. You probably would have figured it out before you actually made the decision. I'm just going to digress real quick and talk about something that my mom instilled in my life. My mom just beat this little cartoon from Sesame Street into my head. It's this little cartoon where the girl has a balloon and she's deciding whether to use the balloon to pop it and scare the bejesus out of her friend. She starts talking to herself. She's like, what would happen if I pop this balloon? And then she goes through what might happen. So she actually has a dialogue with herself. Now, let me get back to the topic and ask yourself, do I ever really talk to myself? Think things through? Because my thing is, let's say, because I'm always talking about from the female point of view. Obviously, I'm a female. Obviously, I have a point of view from a female, and I'm worried about young women. So this applies to guys too, but from a female point of view, let's say you meet a guy. He is fun as hell. I mean, I like the tall, brown skin. That's my thing. So let's say you meet your absolute type, whatever that may be. You're looking at him and your impulse says, go up to him, flirt, get his number. But what if you take some time? What would happen if you take some time and really think about it? Even if he's fine, he's gorgeous. What if you take some time to really talk to yourself? And, I'm going to let you get a little insight into my self-dialogue. I see a fine-ass man. I'm like, damn, he looks good. First thing I say is, what do I like about him? I actually ask myself, what do I like about him? Why am I so attracted to him? And I break him apart. I'm like, I like the way he carries himself. I like the way he's interacting with other people. I'm watching how he's interacting with his friends. I'm watching to see if he's looking at other women. I'm watching to see if he's, what he's about. See what I can discern just from looking. And I talk to myself, Shanita, all you're interested in is he looks good. Oh, you know how you are. You love a brown-skinned man. That's all you're interested in right now. You need to cut it out. If I see something that turns me off, I'm like, you didn't like that. He all up in her face. You don't like that. That's unattractive. But you want to go talk to him because he looks good. I'm having this dialogue with myself and I'm getting to know myself. I'm learning you're shallow. You're willing to overlook some things when you see a fine-ass man. Let's work on that. That's where the self-relationship starts. But a lot of us don't even have those conversations. We're impulsive, we do things, and we deal with it later. Like, damn, why did I go up and talk to that dude, get his number? He's, throwing all this slick talk at me. Next thing I know, I'm on my back. He done got what he wanted from me. I'm looking for a relationship, and he was never interested. So why did I even get involved? Like, what was I thinking? I never took the time. So once you start taking the time to talk to yourself, then you can start connecting with other people. Because if I have that straight in my head, what I'm looking for, if I know, okay, I like the way he carries himself. Oh, he's not talking all ignorant like his friends are. He actually looks annoyed when every time somebody says something ghetto. Oh, I like that about him. Okay, he's quiet. He got, he got some swag. I like that. I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna see what he's talking about. Maybe I'll wait for an opportunity to strike up a conversation and see what he's talking about. I take some time and then get to know him. Now, when you are a relationship addict, you are all about getting your next fix. I know you're just wondering when she's gonna get to the point. This is the point. When you are a relationship addict, you're all about your next fix. That can be in romantic relationships, that can be in friendships, that can be in professional. But when you are speaking specifically to my young people, and I say mine because I am putting myself on the line for y'all. He is supposed to chase the female, Tiana, but we're gonna get to that. When you are a relationship junkie, you are always looking to connect. So you don't have time to think things through. You're looking, you're going. Just put it in perspective of a crack addict. How many crack addicts really take the time to say, there's a crack rock. Should I smoke it? No, they don't do that. They already got the rock in the pipe faster than you could say crack. I mean, it's in the pipe. They smoking it. You blink your eyes, it's gone. That's how relationship junkies are. They see a fine person, they hear a good business, situation or proposal. They're in it. They're trying to connect. Some people are like that with their friends. They don't care how shisty and shady their friends are. They just trying to connect. They'll hang out with anybody knowing that they ain't about nothing. They just always with them because they don't want to be alone. They never want to have that self-talk. They never want to deal with what might be inside of themselves. It's just scary to think what's inside of me. It's scary, to get to know yourself. So you become a relationship addict, looking for somebody to take your mind off of your own insecurities, off of your own depression. And I'm going to challenge you. I'm really going to challenge you to do this exercise. And Cheyenne does this in Chronicles of a Teenage Sex Life. She takes the moment every time she's in the mirror. And, I'm not great at doing my hair. As you can see, I just threw it up. It's all crazy right now. But when she's in the mirror and she is trying to get herself all beautiful or whatever, she catches a glimpse of her eyes. And she takes a minute to look in the mirror and stare at herself eye to eye. We always talk about eye contact with other people. How many times have you had eye contact with yourself? So I'm going to challenge you to go to a mirror. Make sure nobody's around so you don't feel silly. And try to look yourself in the eye for a solid minute. Don't look away. Don't get distracted by your eyebrows or your nose. Oh, I got a booger. Don't get distracted by your features. Just look at yourself in the eyes. Look deep into your own eyes. It sounds crazy, but here's what I'm hoping you'll find. Yourself. Just like you look at other people in the eye trying to search for what they're about, we do this. When people are trying to tell you something and you're not so sure, you look them in the eye and you searching, you feeling them out. It's time for you to do that to yourself. It's time for you to look in the mirror, look straight into your own eyes, and see what you're about. And start having some conversations. If you are in a relationship, ask yourself. I'm not gonna lie, I ask myself all the time about my boyfriend. How do you really feel about him? This is getting kind of serious. What do you like about him? What do you really feel? You really love him, Shanita? No, for real. It's just us. Tell me the truth. You really in love with him? For real, for real, for real, for real? For real, for real? And I was gonna say, damn, yeah, for real. For real. I love you, babe. For real. It's crazy. But sometimes you may be in a relationship and you have that conversation and say, well, kind of bothers me that he never speaks properly. He's kind of ghetto. I hated it the other day when he was just picking his nose. He didn't get a tissue. And I just kind of ignored it because I knew he was about to take me out. Whoa, I'm ignoring stuff so he could take me out? Why am I doing that? Am I using him? Oh my God, am I using him for a free meal? Am I really that type of person? These are the conversations you need to have because you might be a relationship addict. You might be someone who is so afraid of connecting with yourself that you're connecting with people that you know are not about a damn thing. And that is a danger to your heart, to your soul, to your spirit. And a lot of times, that is the beginning of the end. You will start finding yourself caught up in situations that you did not even anticipate because you didn't take the time to think about it. One of the benefits of getting to know yourself is setting a standard for yourself. I say this all the time to my students, to my friends, to anybody who knows me. I made a decision on what type of person I'm going to be. Nobody dictates who I am. If I decide I'm going to be a person who curses, I'm going to be a person who curses, which I am. Nobody can dictate that. If somebody tells me, I don't want you to do that, I'm like, well, I'll try not to do it around you, even though it might slip out. I mean, even my mother got to apologize to her. It's who I am. If I decide I'm going to be a person who is very respectful to other people, if I decide I'm not going to hit someone. I even got slapped before by a student. I did not hit her back, y'all. I was good. That takes a decision to say, you know what? I'm going to be the type of person that doesn't fight. I'm going to be the type of person that respects everyone. I'm going to be the type of person that doesn't cheat, that doesn't lie, that doesn't use people. I'm going to be the type of person to help anytime I can, to give my 100%. That's the kind of person that I want to be. I'm going to be the type of person that doesn't lie. I can't know that about myself if I don't talk to myself. And if I'm always trying to connect with somebody to avoid myself, that is going to lead me who knows where. Because what happens, people, is what they tell you are, you accept it. If they say, come on, smoke this, you don't know anything about yourself. Am I a smoker? Am I not a smoker? I don't know. Let me try it. Hey, I might like it. You do it. Next thing you know, you hooked. And let me tell you, as a smoker, you do not want to start. You don't. It is the hardest habit to quit. So you need to make these decisions now. Take some time when you're alone to make a decision on who you're going to be. And don't be addicted to connecting with other people. Be addicted to connecting with yourself. And then the other people will come. You will find people that are like-minded, that are like-spirited, that you connect with on a real. My friends are the most positive people, and I don't have a whole lot of them. I have people who are about something. And anybody who hangs with me and meets my friends, they're always impressed. Always. They always say, yo, you know what I'm saying? And even if they don't like one or two things about them, they got to say, your friends got your back. They got you. And that is not something that would happen just by happenstance. You have to know yourself in order to connect. Otherwise, you're going to pick up anything. As you are searching to connect, to get away from your own depression, your own loneliness, anybody could come in and sweep you up. They'll just take you somewhere you may not want to go. So I really want you to think about what it means to be a relationship addict and the void that you're actually trying to fill by being addicted to connecting with other people. Because what can happen a lot of times, which y'all know, is my banner, is you get caught up in sexual destruction, which will really take you down. And I always tell y'all the truth. I'm speaking from experience. I wasn't always this knowledgeable. I was one of those people who hated to be by myself, always looking for someone to connect with. And it got to the point where I got so hurt and beat down that I started being by myself all the time because it was just too hurtful. And then I learned something. Oh, I'm pretty cool. Now people have to force me to hang out because I'm having a ball with myself and my TV and my books and maybe getting into my work, because I love my work. I'm finding out so many things about myself, and now this ministry is a new thing. I'm learning that I love to encourage people. So I want the same for you. I want you to realize that there is a beautiful person inside you. So take a minute. This is your homework assignment. Look in the mirror and discover that beautiful person, and don't rush it. Take time and be mindful of distractions. I have to be careful because I will binge watch a good series and ignore myself. So you have to be careful of those things that distract you from setting goals, from getting to know who you are. And I promise you, you'll be surprised. Some things you might be disappointed about. You might find out some really bad things about yourself. But guess what? I always feel like that's the beginning of growth. I always feel like when you find something out that needs to be changed, don't get defensive. Don't get hurtful. Find out how to work on it, because that's the beginning of change. And the beginning of change is always great. You can always go up when you know what the problem is. It's when you can't find the problem. If you don't know what the sickness is, you don't know how to treat it. But if you know the problem, be happy, because now you can work on fixing it. And I am so encouraged, because I feel it. I just feel in my spirit that somebody is going to think about this and start really thinking about the type of person you are, type of people you're around, and realize you don't have to be addicted to being around people. You can be by yourself, and that's okay. And you may be the best person ever. And guess what somebody told me? You are the only person you can never get rid of. So you better start loving who you are now. So that's it. That's my spiel for today. I will be back on Friday. I want to thank everybody for coming. I see some of the people who are coming. I see Claire, Ivory, Edith, Zeddy. Thank you so much. Kima, Tiana, Cheryl, Makina, Kendra. My bae is up here. I thank you guys so much for watching, and I pray that you will benefit from these things. And please send Tony St. Mark a friend request. Please like Chronicles of a Teenage Sex Life and get your copy, guys. I mean, I don't know if any of you have read it yet, but it's one of those books that you kind of get hooked on. It's hard to put it down. It's a lot of, oh my God. I got some people wondering how much of it is actually true, how much actually happened. I challenge you, try to figure out which stuff actually happened, which stuff is actually fiction. I can only tell you it's based on my life. So hit me up. Let me know. I love you guys. And I will see you on Friday. Bye.